Hi guys, Bubblydina here and welcome back to my channel. For today's vlog is all about tips on how to pass the board exam. These tips that I'll be giving are tips upon reviewing or during your review and tips on the day of your examination. Just a disclaimer, I am not an expert on this, but these tips actually works on me and may also works for you or may not. So hopefully I'm able to share at least to help you pass the board exam. Also, these vlogs will talk about the books and resources that helps me pass the board exam. So keep watching, and if you're not subscribed yet, please do subscribe, hit like, and you can also leave a comment down below. The first part of it is the tips on the days of your review before the examination date. Tip number 1, set your goals. Know your capacity and have faith in yourself. Know your priority. Tip number 2, invest time to study. Invest time to study applies to who are doing self-review and also enrolled in a review center. Personally, I enrolled in a review center because I'm not confident enough that I can pass the board exam with just the self-review. Enrolling in a review center is one of a good decision I made. For me, that really helps a lot because there are tips they will guide you through. There are also questionnaires. There are really resources that they will provide which you can actually review. Lubos-lubusin mo na sa ila panggingon. Invest time to study. If you're doing self-review and as long as you are confident that you can pass the board exam, then there's nothing wrong about it. Okay? In fact, I have some friends who are also doing self-review, but yes, they were able to pass the board exam. I take time to answer questions from my downloaded app for LED questionnaires and also to watch videos from YouTube. There's a lot of videos you can also download from YouTube. Be organized. On my case, I have to take my major in English, so that's gonna be Gen Ed, Prof Ed, and my major in English. So what I did is like this. This is my notes for English, and this is my notes for Prof Ed. I like the paper. It's so clean and neat. So the important word, I highlight that, and then the rest are just shortened, just like keywords. That's how I note or how I make notes, and I hope this also would help you. Number 4, keep updated. Why keep updated? During your board exam, PRC would post some announcements or notes or details. That's why you have to be keep updated. So for example, prior to my board exam, they will post Annex A, B, and C and what are the requirements to take the board exam. Especially that nowadays, not as a pandemic, are you gonna provide RT-PCR tests, or for those fully vaccinated, are you still provide RT-PCR tests? So those are my tips during review time before the board exam. Next is, what are the tips during the board exam? So, unsay mga things nga imong pangbuhaton before sa board exam? Like, tomorrow is your board exam. A day before the board exam, make sure to have a good rest. You should sleep. Your brain needs to function well during the examination. So, take a good rest as much as possible. Major na ko is, for me, it was very difficult. In fact, akong major is pinakagamay na ko nga score. Akong pinakagamay nga rate. Prior to sleeping, make sure you double check all your requirements are there on your envelope or on your bags or in your bag nga imong dadon. Let's say, naana ka sa classroom, Make sure to follow instructions. The proctor will provide you instructions, so listen very carefully. If you're not sure, feel free to ask questions. Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. Protect your answer sheets. If you're answering, avoid nga ang imong tubig mo talsik sa imong answer sheets because dangerous. Next is, during answering time, it is very important that you should manage your time because timean mo. There's time limit. The hardest exam for me was my major, which is English. During English answering my major, what I did is to manage my time is I answer first those questions that I'm really sure of. But just to remind, make sure to answer all those items because ang mo check ana is machine. So there's possibility that it will bump. Muuntol siya if one item is not answered. So, unsay mahitabo. So, God forbid, dili lang unta, make sure you answer all those items even if you're not sure what's the answer is. Double check before you pass your answer sheets. Next is proper shading. What's the technique or what's the proper shading? On my case, proper shading is up and down, up and down. And then, ayaw ipalapas. Don't go beyond that rectangle. Right, unsay tawag ana? So, make sure it's not too much diin, dili kayo diin nga mabuslot, and make sure your Mongol 2 pencil is not too sharp enough because possibility is mabuslot na imong answer sheets dira. So, wala na, sayang. Make sure that you shade it properly. Example, there are 4 choices. Out of those 4 choices, there is one best answer. Those 4 choices are all correct, but there's really one best answer there. And then I remove those 2 answers which are no longer good for me. So I am left with 2 choices. Out of those 2 choices, I double check and read again which is best among the best. So it's like that. It's really need critical thinking during the exam. It helps me a lot really with Carl method. So I'm not sure unsa imong technique, but that's how it works for me. Thank you, Sir Carl. If you have done your best already, make sure that you also pray. Because for me, on my case, at that time, I already did my part. I did my best, and I was not really sure if I really passed. English is really difficult at that time. For me, I don't know about you. I'm an ATF graduate, so I really did not go through with a 4 years education. So for me, that was quite challenging, but yet I was able to pass it because I also prayed. Invest time to study and pray. So again, just a few recap. During your review, set your goals. Believe in yourself. Number 2 is invest time to study. Third is be organized. Major nga subject, imong Gen Ed notes and Prof Ed notes. But I don't know what works best for you. So ikaw na bahala, kay dako naman ka. And then 4 is keep updated. So always double check on PRC page, PRC announcements. A night before the board exam, you should have a good rest. So sleep well. And also double check the requirements you need to read. Follow instructions. And if you're not sure enough, ask questions. And do the proper shading. Always read the question properly. And pray. I hope these tips actually helps you in taking the board exam. The Yellow Book 2.0, 2.0, 3.0. Branch of science that deals with the study of the relationship between plants, animals, and other living things found in their habitats. Is it A, ecosystem, or B, is it ecology? So here in Yellow Book 2.0, they got English, social science, ICT, mathematics, Filipino and General Science. And then here for Yellow Book 3, I have Gen Ed. And then Prof Ed, Principles of Learning, Foundations of Education, Research, the Teaching Profession. What else? Human Growth and Development, Assessment of Learning, Developmental Reading, Social Dimensions of Education, Curriculum Development, and a lot more. These are all with answer keys, which is really good. And then this one, English Review Book. Language, structure of English, creative writing, campus journalism, English for specific purposes, language curriculum, linguistics, which are very, very helpful if you are majoring in English. Aside from these CBRC books that I use, also have these books, which I actually bought from bookstore. I use Comprehensive Let Reviewer in CBTS Table of Specifications, Gen Ed. All of these are English. English Book 1, English Book 2, and English Book 3. These are from Lorimar. Kaya mukat. So Bisaya. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy. And if you're not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And if you have some questions, leave down there in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Till on my next vlog. Goodbye and see ya.